Hey guys, so you might find this interesting. Arvin and I had a camping spot reserved for us since the beginning of the year. And the first thing that there was a chance that it could have screwed that up was I got hired on my new job full time, which is awesome. But it was right before our camping trip. But my awesome boss said, "Oh, don't worry about it. You can just take that time off. You already had that plan. No big deal." So I thought, "Oh, good. That's great." But then I also got a letter from the county saying that I was selected for jury duty. So in the U.S., there's a chance that you could be selected to be on a jury, and I got selected. And then the way that works is they give you a 2-week time frame where you have to call in every day or every other day, and you're basically calling in to see if they need you. And I was calling in every day, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, we need juror number 1 through 30 or 1 through 40," and then like the next 2 days later they might say, "Okay, we need 40 through 70." So I guess on the fourth of the last day of having to call in to see if you needed me, they said they needed like juror 170 through 200, and my number is 201. And so I thought, wow, that was close. I'm glad I missed it. I think I'm clear for the rest of the week because it's getting so late in the week. Well, on my last day at work, like 30 minutes before getting out, I'm wrapping up everything, and I get an email saying that I've been selected, and my first day is the next day, which happens to be the first day of my vacation and my camping trip. So, yeah, the odds of that happening are very slim, and I'm like so disappointed. I have to tell Arvin this. I'm like, "Okay, hey Arvin, yeah, I did get selected for jury duty, and it happens to be on our first day of camping." Well, I should say that during the 2-week period that you're calling in, yeah, if you don't get called in for that 2 weeks, during that 2 weeks, then you're clear. You don't have to do any of this. Well, once you get called, if you get called or selected, then you're required to stay for the duration of the trial, which could be, I don't know, it could be a long trial, weeks, I don't know. So I was almost cleared and got selected. Now I don't know what's going to go on with the trial. I'm going now today, so the morning of my first day off, all the way down. It's like a half-hour away to a different courthouse, and then they're going to see if they're going to need me. So basically, me and a group of others have been selected for this jury duty, and some people may be kind of like disqualified because there's some conflict there. So they may disqualify me. There's actually a pretty good chance they will, just because I was a firefighter, and I also kind of work for the county, that kind of thing. But we'll see. So I'm about to head out, and I'll update you guys if I'm selected. And if I am, I'll still go camping with Arvin, but it's just going to be kind of an inconvenience because I might not be able to stay the night for the first night. But I would like to post some of the camping trip in a video, and that's what I'm going to try to do. So keep watching for that too. Every time I go to a gas station, people ask questions about my little car, and I'm sure it's just because you never see them around here where I live. But it's usually questions about how's the gas mileage in that little thing, or what is that? One time at the gas station, I got someone asking me, "Hey, is that electric? What is that?" And I thought that was hilarious just because I was at a gas station filling it up. But I mean, maybe, I guess it could have been a hybrid or something, I don't know. So I will say this. I have nothing against jury duty. I think it's probably a pretty good system. I don't think it's as flexible as it probably should be with people's complex lives today. But the funny thing is, most of my life since I've known what jury duty was, I've actually been very interested in it and kind of wanted to be part of that and experience it one time. It's just that the timing on mine is pretty awful. But if I am selected and I have to do it, then I'll make the most of it, and maybe I'll enjoy it. We'll see. Okay, well, I'm here. Everybody looks so grim. Everybody looks so unhappy to be here. Just in the way that they're walking. They look so disappointed. I'm actually a little bit excited, but I'm still hoping I get out of it. So those that don't know, if you don't show up for jury duty, there's a notice here that says failure to appear for service could result in fine, imprisonment, or both. So no skipping out. Okay, this is what ended up happening when I got to the courthouse and went inside. All those that were selected to arrive there were moved into the courtroom, and we were all sitting in the seats up there, in there. And they basically called 6 of us, and there's like 25 people in there, 25, maybe 30 even. We're all sitting in there, and they call 6 of those 30. So those unlucky 30 have still a chance to not have to do the jury duty, and they end up calling 5, and then it gets to the 6th person, and of course it's me. So I get selected of that group. So now it's down to whether or not I am meeting the requirements to serve on that group of 6 people. And the first thing they say is, all right, do any of you guys know the like any of the people involved, like the public defender or the prosecuting attorney, the civilians involved, I guess? And I'm looking at them, I'm like, well, I don't think so. But then I think, well, I may have worked with them because we work for the same organization. So he said, if you do, raise your hand. So I'm like thinking, oh, all right, I'm already the first one talking here. So I raise my hand and I say, well, I mean, I work for the county, and I may have worked with these people. So I'm not sure if that qualifies. Then he's like, well, do you recognize any of them? So I look at him, and there's actually a sheriff deputy there as well. And I spent some time at the sheriff's department, but no, I couldn't be sure if I had recognized any of them. So I said, no, I guess I don't recognize them. And then he moves on and basically starts asking other questions, like very vague questions about like domestic violence, that sort of thing. Because if you have been involved with that or know someone that has, you would be biased towards that. So I guess none of that applies to me. And they continue asking questions. At the end of the questions, they pull one guy out and replace him from somebody, the group of like 30 or whatever. They'll pull a new guy in and replace one of the guys. And then they repeat all those questions specifically to that person. And if there's no issues, he stays. And then they pulled another person out. So I don't know why they pulled these people out. It may have, well, the one said that his parents were involved in something like that. And then the other one, he seemed a little confused. So I think maybe his confusion was the reason for pulling him out. But it was just the 2 that were swapped out. And then there was the 6 of us. And then they went over what the case was about. Well, I guess before they did that, they excused the other, I guess, 24 people waiting there to see if they're needed. They excused all those and left us here. And they actually paid them a little bit of money, not much. And then, they kept us, and we started listening to the case and constantly going into the jury room where we could, discuss amongst ourselves what we thought was going on, and gave them some privacy to discuss stuff in the courtroom. But yeah, I was stuck there. But the good news is the judge said that this court case should only take 1 day. I thought, oh, that's perfectly fine, because my concern was that this was going to be like a week-long thing, and I'd be off work, and I would have that constantly on my mind during the camping trip, and even tomorrow I should be camping, and if I have to come back here, I don't know what that is. That might be it's an over an hour drive, hour and a half maybe, I don't know. So that was a big thing. I don't want to go to bed and have to get up while camping and then drive back to town to be in this court case. But yeah, the way it worked out was actually pretty good. And I've always wanted to serve on jury, and I got to, and it wasn't a big deal. So I'm very happy with how it turned out. So now I'm going to head back and pick up Arvin. He wasn't feeling well this morning, but he says he's feeling much better. So we'll get some things ready, and then we'll go camping. And then hopefully maybe make a video about it. So I thought that was interesting. All right, guys, I will talk to you soon.